Maybe the problem is I'm taking a party as this party. I will instead take this party. Maybe the problem is I'm bringing Salon and Artie, and I should go dial it down a little bit. We'll see what happens. I was admittedly trying to get boxes in a room where I really didn't need to. But I wanted to. There could have been something neat in there. Floors 4 through 9 are notorious for having, well, they have the potential to give you good stuff. Cool things, elemental rings, rare shields that give power-ups, like offensive power-ups. A handful of really interesting items. And I was hoping for one of those. It can completely redefine one of your runs if you get one of those good items early on. Also, floors 3 and 4 are where the deadly weapons begin appearing, and those are also very meta-defining. Very, you build your run around them. Mega Axe. The Mega Axe, you wouldn't expect it to, because its name doesn't really imply it, but it's a Thunder Elemental weapon. Because we have Tia, we'll take the safety EXP here. Mega Axe will annihilate anything it touches, which is wonderful. And these Eagles will give my entire party 2 level ups. That's 1 potion apiece for a full heal. And the starting HP that Tia has is really, really low. So we take it. Muff, I hope your day's been going well. I hope something interesting happened to you today. I might just put that on Tia right now. So the Eagles themselves early on are a pain in the butt. Something that you could really do early in the game if you're restarting, just buy a couple boomerangs. They're super cheap and they kill all the Eagles on the screen every time. I know one thing a lot of people who play the game are like kind of apprehensive to do. They don't want to buy consumable items. But the boomerangs, really? So good. And because of that room, where if you want to get a particular item early on in the second dungeon, it has like 8 enemies lined up vertically. You just gotta get each one. If you just go in that room and just chuck boomerangs at everything, you just kill them all. You gain like 2 levels in the process. And then you don't have to really sweat about it. Plus, since you find a good weapon in that dungeon, you can really give yourself a little break by not having to purchase something. By just boomeranging your way to the cool weapon. It's a huge headache saver. Fireball, not to be confused with Fireball. That moth scares me so badly, I'm gonna take the long way around and explore somewhere different. And I'm glad I did. I don't have a cheap spell, but I do have the Mega Axe. The core's coming up. Hopefully. Hopefully. Come on, cores. There we go. They do cave to reasonable attack power. And I can also use the Fireball item, which does like a fixed 6 damage, I think, on these guys. There we go. Miss! 9! Miss! The whole point of you having the multi-sword is to hit multiple times. Guys, please. I say multi-sword is a full extra attack, which didn't matter apparently, but it did matter, I promise. It's interesting. You can, these early floors, based on the things you get, like sure, late cave, all the things you get can inspire a ton of variety in what you are able to do, but even these early floors, just a handful of little differences in what you get can really matter. Like, I could have blown a character's entire magic point reserve. I think if I had Tia cast Thunder, and it would have got me those cores for sure, yeah, but I knew that with my axe, I'd have a really high chance of at least getting one of them. They also cannot be popped by a deadly, which is why I'm keeping the weapon on Tia, just to hope that it increases her damage a little bit. And any crit will just one-shot them because it ignores their defense. And their defense is what makes them so difficult to kill in the first place. This run already has some nice potential now. Having Ice Valk is great. Can really make a difference later. Okay. Yeah, Gades Blade, alright. Still want to get some healing, some reserves, but that Gades Blade is monumental in its value. You could build an entire run around having that. Now, it doesn't do a ton for the dive. In the first third of the cave, it does some reasonable damage. In the middle third, it really loses its luster. And in the final third, it's generally not doing all that much for you at all. But its big claim to fame is its contribution in the final battle. Because even without a power boost, guy can do like 2,000 damage with that alone. Ugh. And against some threatening enemy compositions in mid-cave, its IP ability can really get you out of a jam because it deals 8 attacks worth of damage in a single action. It costs an entire IP bar to use, but 8 attacks is a lot of attack. Most things that you encounter that you want to use it on are not able to survive that many attacks. So you're pretty likely to get out of a jam. There's all sorts of little extra ways to buff the attack power of one of those. I think I'm good. Maybe. I might just beat this guy up. The one other kind of problematic thing about the Gades Blade is that it is a dark elemental weapon. And it doesn't damage undead enemies, which can be a little iffy. There's not a lot of times in which you're stuck in a situation where you can't take it off and just put something else on. But you gotta be a little careful, otherwise you'll be in a scenario where you just can't hit the thing that you're trying to hit. Sometimes if you get an early Gades Blade, you're stuck unable to hit and take down like the basic skeletons on floor 11. To the point where it is legitimately better to just take off your weapon, because at least then you'll do something. Fatal pick doesn't matter. An unfortunate side effect of having the Mega Axe and the Gades Blade is that normally I would want to use each of them on their own at the final battle, but in this case, because I have both, well, it's not bad, it's just I can't really use both. The only way I can use both is if I stumble into a situation where I'm not lucky enough to find a Gades Blade on the way down. I'm sorry, a Dekar Blade on the way down. Now the two of them combined are almost an entire fight, one just on their own. Plus I have Thunder, which is the best spell that my two other party members can use. Is mighty. If I found some healing, I would just dive. But I've got such a good start with this find that I could legitimately just ignore like the middle half of the cave and just start picking up boxes again later on. Oh. That was an accident, and a fortunate one at that. Say healing I'm gonna run. Curse Lifter would be fantastic because Tia can do a lot of work with that before I trigger the Gades Blade later on. And having one early means I can just knowingly prepare around being able to take it off. Not have to worry about finding a backup option for Tia, which isn't always that easy to acquire. Okay, if I have to go up, that's going to be awful. I may have to go up. That is an entire room I just don't have visibility of. Okay. Smoke balls are interesting. The way you flee in combat is that when you hit flee, your character's agility is rolled against each individual enemies. And what it does is the game takes kind of like a mixed average of your, or a weighted average of your fastest and your slowest living characters at the time of hitting flee. So in this case, it'd be like Tia and Dekar would kind of average their agilities together to figure out what my flee rate is. The smoke ball just goes as though it's an action based on whenever the flee occurs for the character that uses it. So it's a lot more consistent. I can just give it to, say, Tia, and she can just initiate the flee before enemies even get a turn of combat, which is great. Funnily enough, the blue cores hit harder now than the green cores are capable of hitting for later. Just because for whatever reason, the designers decided to give the healing tile here. They gave the stronger spell to the slightly weaker enemy that comes sooner in the cave. Why? Apron shield's interesting. It is a mistranslated item. That, ooh, a heal. That provides holy resistance, even though you wouldn't expect apron to mean holy, because it's a mistranslation of Apollo, which is holy-ish. It also gives a little bit of attack power, which is great for the finale. Oh, oops. I meant to do Fireball. I don't know why I cast Confuse. How embarrassing. There we go. The Fireball's not strong enough to kill them on their own. I'll just use it for a decent chip. These guys have a chance to drop the Cancer Rock. Cancer Rock pairs nicely with the Mega Axe. And also with an old sword that I might discover later. case my hands turn up a little bit light on a Dekar Blade discovery, I can set myself up with a backup. Also a little bit of extra backup EXP. It's not something I'm too crazy on going for, but it's just a little extra, like I said. Oh yeah, all blue chest weapons except for the Gades Blade itself give a increased crit damage modifier and have an increased crit rate attached to them as well, so they have double the crit chance and they deal double damage when critting. Most weapons normally when they crit they don't deal additional damage other than just ignoring whatever an enemy's defense is. It's not bad, but it's difficult to plan around, I guess you could say. And the jelly has 2 defense. So ignoring his defense doesn't really accomplish a lot. Come on. Come on. It didn't go the way I wanted, but I'll take it. So one of the deadly swords I just discovered on this sword could be a deadly for Maxim. If I found one of them, that would be okay too. But I would really want to find a Curse Lifter as well, because I don't have the safety and security of a kill yet. The benefit to having 2 deadly weapons on your characters means when it comes to combat, you can go pretty darn fast by simply having Maxim and Tia just one-shot stuff that's susceptible to it. The issue comes when you're trying to deal with undeads. Unfortunately, the deadly weapon users also tend to be the better holy weapon users, in that they have access to a lot of holy weapons. They can heal, which works. It's not what you want to do, because one's a little slower, 2 it consumes MP to do. In here. It is in here, okay. I gotta fight you. These guys are really scary if they use guillotine, but they didn't. The later ones, of course, are terrifying, but these guys, not that bad. You have 240 HP. Like a goon, I didn't target effectively, so I took 1 extra hit here, but fine. They have a 1% chance to drop a pretty good accessory. But ain't nobody wants to farm for that. Farming enemies that can one-shot you, that's silly. Now, without having revives, other than items, when scenarios like this come up where I've got enemies that can attack twice or do significant AoE damage, I'm really concerned. And it means a lot when you can get through the floor 40 with no deaths. It really is a big deal. There's not a whole lot I'm really opening for now, specifically. There's a couple of things I want. A heal and a revival spell, of course, would be lovely. You can get those on any floor. Curse Lifter, also, you can get them on any floor. But coming up, we've got the... what is it called? The green cores, and then after that, the old sword and the lizard blow can begin appearing on floor 50, which is coming up very soon. I'll probably not open quite as much for the next couple of floors. I say that as I open more. So I really want to find a revival or a healing before I have to encounter ninjas, which is floor 44, especially because I don't have the EXP to take a lot of punishment. So these are one of the few enemies that, given the circumstances, I'm actually going to look for. I know opening boxes is the whole point of running through an adventure like this. You open up boxes and find loot, and do stuff with it. But if I can successfully get past ninjas without pain, I'm gonna slow down on opening for a little bit. Just a little bit. And bottom line, if we don't get the kill, we don't get the kill. We need stuff for the kill. I'm not in any rush for like a world record time here, so I can afford to go a little bit slow here and there for the purposes of opening stuff. Come on. Do the hokey pokey over there. There we go. There we go. Okay. So logistically speaking, I might have a shot at a victory just right off of this setup. I gotta get there, though. That's a bingo. I still really want healing. I still really want revival. It's even difficult to farm enemies that I want to farm if I don't have the sustainability to deal with them. Oh, okay, sure. When it rains, it pours. Why not? Come on. Okay, that's what I needed. So now I can go along the top wall. Every green core we get is a peak mandatory-ish kind of a thing. Green cores give the second largest amount of EXP from any monster in the cave. And we're not even halfway through the cave. That conveys just how important they are to run. Getting 3 is phenomenal. Holy cow. If it means anything to you, also, the red cores give so little EXP now that it's almost more worth it for the essence of time to just not get them. They really wanted to take Tia down. It's fully possible to end a speedrun at the level I am. I think my second place time on this leaderboard is something around level 25 or 26. I'm already level 28 now with all those cores. Again, I still want healing, or I guess revival, just in case. The added durability I get from all the levels I just gained is extremely important. So what's really mean about the cave too is that from floors 44, 45, and 46, the ninjas are here. From 45, 46, and 47, so 2 of the shared floors have the Bryn's Lizard enemy, which drops a Twist Jewel. Twist Jewel allows you to... It's an accessory that gives a lot of EXP. Agility. And agility is important because, I mean, unless you go first. Having Tia able to outspeed enemies with a deadly weapon equipped means that she can pop them before they get a chance to pop me. Come on. All that pop locking, you know? I don't need to fight these. I'm fighting these because I'm tired of fighting them. They're not that threatening. To send a message. That message is leave me alone. So the important thing is... let's see. Oh, these guys are mean. So they will always attack the same character 3 times until they go down. If you roll poorly on your agility, that's unfortunate. I don't want Tia to die because she's our speed carry. And the pink plants, they latch themselves onto certain enemies, so like they'll try to stay connected to them. Ugh. Starting in a big empty room like this is concerning. If there's a ninja off screen, it could dash at you while you're just trying to kind of get your bearings and find a safe place to hide. I think you guys are... Ouch. Youch. They hurt. If I had Artie, he would be faster than these guys. Normally in a speedrun, I'm not going to fight them, but... One, again, those are the guys that dropped that jewel I was talking about. And two... They're not the scariest enemy. I am so scared of these dudes that I'm going to blow my Octo Strike to ensure that they go down. Because their AoE is so scary. They have, what, 360 hit points? So they can go twice. They have an AoE that can... If they use one of their AoEs, it hits everyone for like 150 or so damage. They have a one-shot ability that... Well, I mean, it's a one-shot ability. And with how quickly they move on the screen, it's very difficult to outrun them or plan around them or get out of having to fight them. Oh boy. I'm gonna just let this one here be like a body blocker. Because they're just so fast and they're so scary, like you can't just walk into a room and expect to be A-okay. Like I am running away for dear life. So in the story, you only fight them in like, was it Dankirk Dungeon or something when you're around level 45 or so. Also, because they often come in threes when they do their attack, if they do all three of their AoEs, Dekar might survive, Tia will not survive, Maxim will probably not survive, Guy may not even live. It's so much punishment. So here's one of those. Look how much damage that knife thrower did. Imagine getting hit by 3 of those. Just, you can't really win. And if that happens and Dekar survives, then what are you going to do next turn? If they come in singles or in 2-packs, it's not too difficult to deal with them, but it's when they're in 3s. And I don't know if they just legitimately more often come in 3-packs or not. But with as threatening and dangerous as they are, it's just not fun. Of course it happened in a party room. Stairs could be in the upper right corner of this room. Iris ring. Another problem, those red plants, they're really good at, as you saw, beating you down. It is possible to reliably take them out, just because they're not that fast, but it helps to really have some type of fire elemental offense, and I just don't have that right now. Alright, I have the fireball spell, but it's not enough for me to feel as though I've got a sure shot in taking them out easily. Now, I also don't think fireball will take them out in one shot. If I had the fire bird spell, then it probably would. Hello, Shinfit. Yeah. These things are starting to hit with AoEs. And that hurts. Even Tia in the back row taking reduced damage still just gets pummeled by them. Hey Shinfit, I'm trying not to die. I had a pretty rough ninja party room on this floor, and I haven't really fully recovered from it yet. The rogue shapes, the blue guys here, they have a chance to use an instant kill AoE ability at a pretty low activation rate. They're also weak to holy, which I don't really have right now. So I have a Gladius, which is not that great of a holy option. Okay, I'm finally, hopefully, I'm finally done with ninjas. Okay. Geez, that was like a 7-minute time wait. Where speedruns go to die is floors 44 through 46. Oh man. I don't think I have an antidote, which means I don't think I can cure that poison, and that's annoying. Ideally, combat doesn't last more than a turn, so I don't have to deal with being poisoned for very long. Because I'm past the ninja floors now, I can afford to start picking up the pace. Alright, guys. You notice in the speed ties here, every time I've had a speed tie where Tia has won the speed tie, he has gone after the one that already attacked. There's nothing too exciting in the 40s here. Yeah, thank you for asking, Shinfit. Sorry, this has been just a stressful handful of floors. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. I'm on pace to maybe secure this without too much of a failure to attempt and succeed. I have a puppy on my lap. And I had spaghetti for dinner. I'm gonna open here because I would like an old. Oh wait, I'm I would be okay with an old sword. It's not something I'm gonna go out of my way to try to look for. But if I have a chest and I only need to take a couple of steps to grab it, I will. '53 through 55 are some pretty significant floors because they come with the Hydoras. Hydoras give me the ability to use the weapon with the built-in super high attack power. I can use that to combo with the rock, rather than finding a weapon that has a built-in 3x damage modifier as the go-to option for that. It's not too important, though, in this particular setup, because the only person who can even use it right now is Maxim. I don't know if I want him to use it, just because I don't know what I'm going to have him do yet. It's a tool of flexibility that you typically will give to Guy, because he tends not to have a lot of things to do, just because he has a limited tool set, but the Gades Blade has got his name glued to it. Perfect. Finding Trick for an attack booster will be helpful for everybody involved, just because it, other than Tia, will help just a lot of damage output hit the floor. But again, I'm not expecting to discover that anytime soon. Although we are nearing the point in which the chest pool of all possible red chest items is close to happening. Once I hit floor 60, it will be complete. The Hydoras are good backup EXP. If I didn't get all those green cores, I would absolutely consider going for them. Also, from 58 through 60, is the final chance to find cores. So there's benefit to just looking around a little bit. Oh, I do have an antidote. Sweet. Yeah, 60 marks the point in which the final item occurs in the pool. I'm not super concerned about it. As that. Ooh. As I've described, I've already got so much. It's really, if I find a Myth Blade or an old sword for Maxim, I'll have him use it. Otherwise, I'll just kind of figure something out for Maxim. Arguably, the thing I would like the most are Curse Lifters, because then I could go and equip my deadly weapons to both Maxim and Tia. I mean, Tia's already got one, but equip one for Maxim. And then I can just very speedily attempt to take out enemies. Let me see. Okay. Unfortunate. No, as their name implies, I found no cores on these floors. Oh. 1, 2, 3. The Deadly Rod is just carrying so hard. And it's, again, why I would like a second Deadly. But I don't want to stick that on to Maxim if I can't take it off, because it potentially throws the final battle. Also, there is a backup option I mentioned for Tia if I'm able to discover it. The backup option coming up is the farmable Gorgon Rock. If I don't find a Curse Lifter, I can use that as a one-time Deadly Rod rather than the Deadly Rod itself 3 times. Huh. I really don't want to fight these guys either. These guys have a nasty AoE attack called Sizzle Breath, which deals like 200 points of damage to kind of everyone. Well, I guess at my higher level, not quite that much. You can see just how that much damage already caused some trouble earlier. There we go, Sizzle Breath. Or maybe not 200, but yeah, here we go. Double Sizzle. 2 AoEs kills 2 of my party members, which is awful. 2 Sizzle Breaths does even more damage. The salamanders are terrible. Nobody likes them. Nobody. Yeah, the 60s are where difficulty really ramps up, because you've got the salamanders, as you've already seen. Those golden gorums on the bottom corner of my screen just a moment ago, they can shred you. There's Warm Eyes, which are enemies that can charge towards you from off-screen horizontally. Come in often groups of 4. They double attack and they can paralyze. The green dragons on the map above me, and they're also right here, they are actually white dragons, and they have an AoE that hits about as hard as the Salamander's Sizzle Breath does. Only they're, because they can come in 3s, well, I mean, that's worse than 2. 67 through 71, there's an enemy that can simply... Yo, Magstan! How you doing? I will not say that word. You will not hear that word uttered from my dadalicious mouth. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Things have been okay. My son just moved to Georgia with his girlfriend and his best friend. They are bunking, living together in harmony. Most of the rest of my family was in Chicago visiting my nephew, who was on military leave, which just so happened to coincide with his birthday. So they were very happy to spend time with him. I wish I was able to have gone out to see him too, but didn't work out. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Ooh, trick. So he had already moved out. He moved to Colorado. He moved to Colorado for a couple of years with his girlfriend. He had since returned, but he has moved out again now, and it's fine, all things considered. I miss my boy. I miss my boy, my little guy, my man. He's 23 now. His girlfriend is 20. They're doing very well. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say, I suppose. My family's happy, so I'm happy. I built a couple of things to improve my apartment life a little bit. For instance, I built a screen door for myself, because heck, going out to purchase a screen door. You just had to hit Tia. I'm not that old. And Tia really wanted that EXP too. I get the drop here. Be happy with it. Same 2, 3, 4, blank 5, 6. Okay. I can find the curse lift. I don't need to farm them anymore. The chances of finding a curse lifter versus getting a 20% enemy drop feels a little rougher. Alright, so 72, 3, 4, they're there. 75, 76, they're not. 77. These next couple of floors, they'll be present. After this floor. Silver Sword. Actually, Silver Sword is rather nice. Silver Sword actually gives Maxim an option at the final final battle too. Not the option I would want him to have, but one I'm comfortable having. More exploration too. Congratulations on enjoying your musical. Oh, I could have just come here. Okay, sure. You know what? I could realistically just go. That Silver Sword is a very big component of success. I'll see if I can get a rock. I do need IP for Maxim. I don't necessarily need it for Tia. Oh, whoops. Shouldn't be too hard to get it for Maxim. I'm at a pretty good level. 82, 83, 84 is my final chance for the Gorgons. After that, I really don't have to continue. I should just keep going. I just hustle. I'll grab what's in my way because I could still really get some value out of a revival item or a revival spell. Oh, away from me. Alright, these guys are weak to thunder. I just happen to have 3 thunder weapons. Pretty darn good thunder weapons. A ground shock attack from one of them might have been good. Do it. No, not that. The other do it. Oh, it was... Oh, Kara, what was it called? Not Sunny Boy. Darkid? If you wanted to hit Maxim, it'd be okay. Ooh. Horizontal, no, vertical, horizontal, vertical, beat. You know what? My timing is awful. Okay, my IP is ready. Alright. Oh no, destroy. Don't connect. Okay. This could be bad, but opening with Gloomy is okay. A very Potter musical. Because Tia doesn't need IP, it's okay. I have to go just bum rush through this thing. Ouch. I get a Gorgon Rock, I'm going to be tempted to use it. I don't need to use it, and I just need to accept that reality. Surely will only get frosted one time, right? They won't do it twice, right? Also, dang, Tia, you were not expected to live through that. I'm just going for it. We might be able to sub 111 this. I still have to be careful. Ooh. I don't think there's a single thing that blue chest could be that I'd be craving. Oh, I'll take it though. That's a lot of defense and insta-death protection on Tia. Probably not enough defense to matter, but enough to help in a pinch. Maybe I won't sub 111. I still have a lot of exploration, probably. There is a puppy upstairs that I can hear bumbling around. You know that puppy bumble, like they don't quite know how to run yet? Yes, it is a German Shepherd. Maybe 3 months old. Cute as a button. Bigger than Daisy. No surprise, everything's bigger than Daisy. Camu Jewel, that will help. So the only things I really do expect out of a blue chest that'll help me now, since I'm not engaging in combat, are things that can help me either manipulate turn order, darn it, or that can give me more attack power. Specifically for turn order manipulation, I need a Twist Jewel. It's the only thing I can get that will actually matter for me. Oh, we're getting close, guys. Starting to sweat a little bit. In the bottom left corner of this room? Oh, there's a door over here, okay. Oh, this goes so much further than I want it to. Maybe sub 111 if I didn't have the biggest floors in history. I don't know why I grabbed that. Final Guardian, guys. one last level is nice. Dekar Blade. Gades Blade. The Kamu armor? I don't think so. Alright guys, I'd say whip your hands out, start doing that calculator. As long as we hit our fatal blow for over 5,000, we should win this. Pull up my calculator for your convenience though. These are 2 attack buffs, which is going to be big for Guy, who's going ham with the Gades Blade. 5,401. I'm going to do slightly inefficient because I feel like I'm pacing very well. Ooh, that was low. Crits don't matter on Octo Strike, unfortunately. Alright guys, we got it.